Today's video is going to be fun as I am going to build a tank for a fish I haven't kept before, Eight-Banded Barbs. Hello everyone, this is Charles from the Fish Loft. I enjoy creating aquascapes and I like to change up my smaller tanks from time to time. The first thing I do is add black window film I purchased online to the back of my aquarium. A black background will enhance the color of your fish, and it will create the illusion of depth to your aquarium. It is pretty easy to apply, and it can be taken off at any time in case you change your mind. After letting it dry, the tank is ready to move to its final home. I like to use mesh bags filled with aqua soil, which will provide the nutrients to my stem plants, which I then cap off with a fine sand. I like to use dark black sand for most of my builds, as dark substrates help fish to feel more secure and help bring out their bright colors. To create the illusion of depth, I like to slope the sand from about 1.5 inches in the front to 3 inches in the back, which will allow enough depth for my stem plants to root. The deep sand will also grow a colony of beneficial bacteria. I am adding my unplugged heater to the back wall of the aquarium that I will set to 78 degrees Fahrenheit. I use a plastic bag to diffuse the water and not disturb the sand as I am filling up my tank. I used to pre-rinse the sand, but I didn't find any benefit from doing that. Now that the tank is filled, I can add my internal filter. I remove what comes with the filter and instead fill it with a coarse sponge, biomedia, Purigen, and polyfill. I find this combination provides the best biological and mechanical filtration. Water conditioner is a must to remove the chlorine and other toxins that are in my tap water to make it safe for my fish. When starting a tank, I add beneficial bacteria to help speed up the cycling of the tank and to create a healthy ecosystem. Now the fun part can begin, setting up the aquascape. I found these 2 pieces of black spiderwood at my local fish store, which I hadn't seen before. As the name implies, it is darker than traditional spiderwood. I prefer to purchase from the 4 locally owned fish stores that are within a 45-minute drive from my home. They carry unusual driftwood, stones, and some rare fish. But if I can't find what I am looking for, I will order online. I want the driftwood to be the main star of this scape, so I selected small pieces of dragonstone, which is an earthy reddish-brown color, to place around the base of the driftwood. I love this process, and I just keep moving around the rocks and the driftwood until I find a layout I like. I think I like having the rocks fan out at the bottom of the driftwood. I usually fine-tune it after I add the plants, so I am not too worried about the final layout yet. I did pre-boil this driftwood so it wouldn't float and to prevent excessive tannins being released into the water column, which can turn my water brown. Driftwood has a lot of benefits, and I will leave a link in the description for my video on driftwood and tannins. The first plant in is this easy-to-grow dwarf sage. The leaves on this particular variation end with a cool, widened curve shape, which is different than the sage in my other aquariums. It will grow a little taller under my moderate lighting. At the base of the driftwood, I am planting a Compacta Amazon sword, a shorter cousin to the Amazon sword. Across the back, I am planting a row of AR Mini. It can be a bit finicky, but when it likes a spot, it will flourish and it will turn a beautifully dusty red in my low-tech tanks. I could leave this side of the tank empty with only the island effect of plants on the left, but I don't like seeing the back of an aquarium, so I am planting 2 Cryptocorin Wenti Red. Behind them, I am planting Cryptocorin undulata. These crypts are easy to grow and can reach 6 inches or more, and should fill in this side of the tank nicely. Along the base of the driftwood, I am adding various Anubias plants that I have collected from some of my other tanks. You don't plant the rhizome of this plant into the soil. Instead, you just nuzzle it into your driftwood and rocks. Anubias are a very slow-growing plant and feed from the water column, so I microdose liquid fertilizer about once a month. In the foreground on the left, I am planting another easy-to-grow short plant, a rosette sword, which have these unusual crinkled leaves. One more compacta in the background. Floating plants are extremely helpful to cycle a new aquarium, as their roots soak up all the excess nutrients from the water column. I am still obsessed with this Salvinia cucullata, which has green cup leaves and brown roots. I have a video on all my favorite floating plants if you are interested. I am pretty happy with this layout, so it is time to add a group of hard-working pink ramshorn snails who will contribute to the ecosystem. As long as you aren't overfeeding your tank, the snail population will stay in check. I am adding some root tabs near some of the stem plants that are heavy feeders, and I will add new root tabs every 3 or 4 months or so, or when I think a plant looks like it needs some help. I have sat and watched this tank for about 24 hours, and of course I want to make a few changes. I think I need a larger Anubias behind the driftwood, and this one has absolutely stunning leaves with dark green veins. And I want to expose the driftwood on the bottom a bit, so I am moving some of the stones to the right side to make those plants feel more grounded. This layout makes me happy, so now I have to be patient, which I am not, and let the plants establish and fill in the scape. It has been about 2 weeks, and I am now adding 2 yellow Amano shrimp. I really like these yellow variations. I recommend keeping 2 Amanos for a 10-gallon planted tank. They will eat hair algae and any leftover fish food. Another 2 weeks later, I am adding my 2 Otocinclus that have been in my holding tank. A 10-gallon tank provides enough algae and biofilm to support 2 of these little catfish. They will also eat the brown diatoms that form during the setup of a new tank. I purchased a small school of these 8-banded barbs at my local fish store. They are a small, shy, and peaceful barb that I think looks so cool with their elongated body. They are now quite pale, but will darken a bit as they settle in. Another week has gone by and the barbs are still quite shy, so I purchased a small school of neon blue Rasboras to act as ditherfish and hopefully coax them out of hiding. I wanted to add a very chill fish, and these Rasboras can be a bit shy as well. I haven't kept either of these fish, so we will have to see how they act with each other. It is now week 6 of setting up this tank, and I am moving my school of smudge spot cories to this tank. They are the final group of fish I will be adding to this tank. It is now 2 weeks later, and wow, what a difference. The 8-banded barbs have completely come out of their shells. They're no longer hiding away and have turned into confident fish, always in the front of the tank. I am very surprised by that. The neon blue Rasboras are very active, and their iridescent blue really shines under the light. They are a true schooling fish, always sticking together, and they seem to have claimed the right side of the tank as their favorite hangout. The Corydoras have also settled in nicely, and their colors have returned beautifully. Most of the plants are thriving, though the AR Mini is being its usual finicky self. I usually give it a 50-50 chance. It either takes off or completely melts away in my tanks, no in between. There's just something special about these 8-banded barbs. Their slender bodies and bold stripes give them such an elegant look as they glide through the water. I am so glad I took a chance in keeping them. Well, thanks a lot for following along with this tank build. It's been such a fun journey to watch everything come to life. Let me know in the comments what you think of these fish and this scape. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to catch my next video. If you have the time, check out some of my other videos. See you next time from the Fish Loft.